Some of Hollywood's top stars joined the cast of John Wayne's epic movie, The Conqueror. Little did they know that 46 of them would die horribly. What was the film's deadly secret? Gerard Depardieu is one of the world's greatest actors. He is also an ex-con with a violent past, which may include gang rapes. The Curse of the Conqueror and the criminal life of Gerard Depardieu, next on Hollywood Babylon.
In 1954, a movie called The Conqueror was shot on location near the atomic testing range at Yucca Flat, Nevada. The government said it was safe, but 25 years later, nearly 50 members of the cast and crew of The Conqueror, including Susan Hayward and director Dick Powell, had died of cancer. The government denied any responsibility. Some say it's a cover-up. Hollywood Babylon investigates.
The real star of the motion picture The Conqueror and the driving force for filming it near a nuclear test site was John Wayne. In 1954, he was America's hero. He seemed to embody everything which the country wanted to believe about itself.
Famed columnist Hedda Hopper says,
The Longest Day is a brilliant picture that every woman and man will remember as long as courage, sacrifice, and love of freedom remains in the hearts of man.
The Duke, as Wayne was known, usually played the lone cowboy, a homespun hero of simple virtue, and the fastest gun in the West. He was always on target, even if he was off-key.
Take up your guns, outlaw, and cinch 'em on tight. There'll be blood a-running in town before night. There'll be guns a-blazing, singing with
Why,
light.
that's Singing Sandy.
You'll be drinking your
Most
drink
notorious gunman since Billy the Kid.
the dead.
John Wayne played characters who always won their battles. But in St. George, Utah, the location for The Conqueror, he faced an unknown enemy. Wayne, like most Americans, was ignorant of the lethal dangers from atom bomb testing. And that's just what the government wanted. Much of what Washington said about radioactive fallout was a distortion of the truth, or a flat-out lie. The government kept silent about the fact that thousands of Japanese were being diagnosed with deadly cancers nearly a decade after Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Worse yet, their children were suffering from horrible birth defects caused by radiation. And there was something else the federal government refused to admit. The radiation from a single bomb could poison the land and water for many decades. Nevertheless, in the previous year alone, the government had detonated 11 nuclear weapons at Yucca Flat, Nevada, less than 150 miles from St. George. Not only did the Atomic Energy Commission not evacuate the residents, it always detonated the Yucca Flat bombs when the winds were blowing towards St. George. It appears the commission didn't want to risk a public outcry by setting off the A-bombs when the winds were blowing towards the more densely populated city of Las Vegas. One bomb, more than 3 times larger than the one which flattened Hiroshima, was called Harry. But St. George residents quickly dubbed it Dirty Harry when the dark radioactive cloud blanketed everything with gray ash. The Atomic Energy Commission stood by its lie that the fallout posed no health hazard, but within days, entire herds of sheep and pigs died. Meanwhile, Much of the radioactive waste collected in Snow Canyon, the very location where much of The Conqueror was to be shot. A great deal was riding on the success of The Conqueror. Billionaire industrialist Howard Hughes had never produced a major Hollywood hit, and he was spending an unheard of $6 million to make the film. Director Dick Powell also had a lot at stake. He was principally known as an actor. Now Powell was launching a career behind the camera, with an enormous budget provided by one of the most powerful men in America, and a cast which included John Wayne and Susan Hayward, plus Pedro Armendariz, who had co-starred in two of Wayne's biggest hits, Fort Apache and Three Godfathers. And for good measure, Hughes also cast five-time Oscar nominee Agnes Moorehead. Powell had everything going to begin a fabulous new career. But he also had serious concerns about the dangers lurking deep in the shadowy canyons of St. George, Utah.
Hollywood Babylon continues after this message.
Like most people, you may have questions about love, problems with money, uncertainties about the future. At the Center for Psychic Awareness, professional psychics are ready to connect with you 24 hours a day, to blend their energies with yours, to see what the future might bring. They may not have all the answers, but they can help you find the answers yourself. Call now. The world is filled with questions. Don't you deserve to know the answers? Like most people, you may have questions about love, problems with money, uncertainties about the future. At the Center for Psychic Awareness, professional psychics are ready to connect with you 24 hours a day, to blend their energies with yours, to see what the future might bring. They may not have all the answers, but they can help you find the answers yourself. Call now. The world is filled with questions. Don't you deserve to know the answers?
It's clearance time at your Northwest Ford dealers. You have one last chance to get a great deal on the best-selling 93 F-Series truck. One last chance to save on Ford's best-selling compact truck, the Ranger. Or save on Ford's popular 93 Explorer, the vehicle that's equally at home in the city or the country. But this is your last chance, because after this sale, these 93s are history. So see your Northwest Ford dealer today.
I heard that Brenner's Furniture is the best place in all of Oregon to buy a Beautyrest mattress. And Brenner's in Eugene has the largest selection of Simmons Beautyrest in the entire state. You know, my great-grandmother had a Beautyrest mattress, and so will I. And Brenner's not only has the best prices, but they put all models out on display. I like that.
More than 100 mattress sets on display.
Brenner's, simply the best. Brenner's.
Now, back to Hollywood Babylon.
Actor Dick Powell was making his directing debut with Howard Hughes' epic film, The Conqueror. Powell had big name talent, a lavish budget, and an exotic location. But he also had grave doubts about the wisdom of shooting his film near an atom bomb test site. And Powell was willing to risk his once-in-a-lifetime opportunity by disclosing his fears to the megalomaniac Hughes.
Maybe that area has radiation contamination.
People live in that town, Dick. They'd have been evacuated if there was any kind of problem. Do you think the government would allow us to go anywhere near the area if it was dangerous?
I don't think anyone's actually checked into it.
I want to use that location, Dick. But I don't want to put anyone at risk. I'll look into it. I know some people with pull at the Atomic Energy Commission.
Great. Great. Thanks, Howard.
Hughes immediately called Colonel Bill McGee at the Atomic Energy Commission. McGee, in turn, took Hughes' concerns directly to his commanding general.
We must test, Bill. We gotta stay ahead of the Russians. Now, we have told the people that testing is safe, and I damn well believe that it is safe, so let's not be sounding any alarms here. Tell Mr. Hughes to go ahead and make his movie, and you can assure him that America's greatest hero will return to Hollywood safe and sound.
Powell was a smart, well-read man, and he simply didn't trust the official guarantees. He expressed his doubts to Wayne, who quickly slipped into the role of Duke Wayne, super patriot.
You listen to me. The men who run this country know what they're doing. We have people at the Atomic Energy Commission that handle things like this. Now, they're not going to endanger the lives of Americans. If they say it's safe, then I believe it's safe. If you think our government is lying to us, then maybe Mr. Hughes can find another director.
Well, I just wanted to discuss it with you.
Okay, so we discussed it.
Powell wasn't aware that Wayne had his own private agenda for wanting the Conqueror to proceed on schedule. From the beginning of his career, Wayne had played the same role the same way, the good guy in the white hat. Wayne had starred in cowboy movies for 2 decades, but now Hollywood was making fewer and fewer westerns, and Wayne was worried about his future. In The Conqueror, Wayne was to play the ruthless barbarian Genghis Khan. The Duke saw it as a chance to stretch as an actor, to prove to his critics that he was capable of playing a morally complex character. Hughes needed a box office hit, and Wayne needed a change of pace. So together, they suppressed any personal fears of radiation poisoning they might have had and reduced Dick Powell's concerns to a running gag.
Hello, Howard. Ah, there you are.
Duke. What's up?
I just wanted to wish you good luck before you set off for Utah. And I got you a going-away present that Duke and I chipped in for.
What is it?
It's a Geiger counter. No one who goes to St. George should be without one.
Even after the 13 weeks of filming in Utah ended, the lethal hazard from radiation didn't. The danger haunted the cast and crew when they returned to Hollywood to shoot the interior scenes.
I've been watching the dailies from the soundstage, and the dirt that you put on the set doesn't match the location footage. Now, I want you to truck in a bunch of that dirt from St. George so that it'll match. So it's 60,000 tons. This is a $6 million picture. I want the dirt to match.
The final casualty list of the Conqueror is shocking. Dick Powell, dead of cancer. John Wayne, dead of cancer. Susan Hayward, dead of cancer. Agnes Moorehead, dead of cancer. Pedro Armendariz survived kidney cancer, then contracted terminal lymphatic cancer and shot himself. John Wayne's family insists that it was cigarette smoking that killed him. But 2 of his sons visited him on the set, and they both contracted cancer. Susan Hayward's son visited her, and he also contracted cancer. In all of the 220 cast and crew members of the Conqueror, an astonishing 91 developed cancer. 46 of them died from it. But the effect of nuclear testing on serene St. George, Utah was even more horrific. Fully 1/2 of the population contracted cancer and thyroid diseases. Whole families were wiped out. In 1 square block alone, 30 people contracted cancer. 10 of them perished. But it wasn't until 1963, after nearly 20 years of poisoning the environment with radiation, that the United States government finally stopped testing nuclear weapons in the atmosphere. 11 years later, the Atomic Energy Commission was disbanded, but right up until the end, Colonel Bill McGee refused to admit that Washington had covered up the danger of its testing program.
Doesn't the Atomic Energy Commission feel any responsibility for the health problems of these people and the residents of St. George?
The Atomic Energy Commission is in the business of defense. We are not in the healthcare business. That's all I have time for. Good day.
In 1980, a congressional subcommittee condemned the Atomic Energy Commission, saying the agency not only disregarded, but actually suppressed all evidence of the harmful effects of radiation due to atmospheric testing. There is an ironic footnote to the tragedy of the Conqueror. Years later, the movie's producer, Howard Hughes, the man convinced it was safe to film near a nuclear test site, moved to Las Vegas. There, he spent millions of dollars of his own money waging a tireless campaign against underground nuclear testing in Nevada. He was certain that leaking radiation would eventually kill him. And maybe it did.
The citizens of St. George, Utah, downwind from the Nevada test site, sued the government in 1979. It took more than 10 years for the case to be resolved, and now the U.S. government has created a trust fund of $100 million to pay for the damages to the victims of the nuclear testing. Gerard Depardieu. He's been called the primal male cage in modern society. Did the star of Cyrano take part in a gang rape? Next on Hollywood Babylon.
Hey, what do these songs have in common? Give up? They're all on Totally 80s. The greatest hits from the decade when communism died and music videos were born. 40 awesome songs on 2 CDs or cassettes, including Robert Palmer, Culture Club, Rick Springfield. The music of the 80s taught us so much. How to party in style. To appreciate different cultures.
Walk like an Egyptian.
If you went to the store and bought all of these hits on CD, it'd cost you over $400. Didn't the 80s teach us about overspending? Be smart. Get Totally 80s.
To order, call the number on your screen or send check or money order. 2 CDs, $24.99. 2 cassettes, $19.99. Totally 80s is not sold in any store. Don't wait. Do it now. Only at Smith's Home Furnishing. You can buy with no down payment, no monthly payments, and no interest for an entire year. Plus, you get unbeatable service, express delivery, tremendous selection, and low prices on brand name furniture, appliances, mattresses, computers, oriental rugs, audio, and electronics. Remember, for low prices, great selection, unbeatable service, and 1-year deferred financing, there's only one store. Smith's Home Furnishings.
Wake up! It's the 90s. Listen to your children. Hear their needs. Hear their message.
Buy a new Toyota from Hutchins Toyota in Springfield. They're #1 because they beat every other dealer's price.
There's no money down.
And Hutchins is #1 in customer happiness.
It's good.
Isn't there something I forgot?
No money down.
It's that Hutchins has rates that beat the banks, right?
Feel the no money down.
More Hollywood Babylon. Gerard Depardieu, the gentle giant of the French film world, has captivated international audiences. France's top star said he spent his teen years as a petty thief, living in bordellos, in and out of jail, until a prison psychiatrist suggested acting as therapy. But when Depardieu told a magazine interviewer that he participated in gang rapes, his past returned to haunt him.
Gerard Depardieu exploded onto the screen in 1973, the most intensely physical actor in modern cinema. He says he never studied acting. He simply lived life. And he lived it in the fast lane. Depardieu left school before the age of 10, left home for good at 13. He joined a gang, got a gun, started stealing cars and pulling off small-time robberies.
How do you open this thing? Where's the key? Hey, we will take the sticker in. Yeah. Come on.
His crimes turned violent. He said it amused him to see the terror in his victims, especially his older victims. It was perfect casting that in his first film he played a juvenile delinquent. But even stardom couldn't completely suppress his seething anger. He once told an interviewer, "For a long time it was very difficult for me to perform an act of tenderness. I couldn't even caress my wife's hair." Then Film Comment magazine quoted Depardieu as talking about his rapes, which he said were, quote, too many to count.
Okay, yeah. Hello, pretty. Where are you going?
The film comment reporter quoted Depardieu as talking about his participation in the gang rape of a young woman at a bus station before he was even a teenager. And he was further quoted as saying that there is no such thing as rape, that the girls want to be raped.
You have to be a little nicer than that with your eyes.
Come on, don't! Stop! Stop it!
Hey, he wants to play, huh? Come on.
Depardieu later vigorously denied the rapes, but the damage had been done. The reaction in America was so ferocious that Depardieu was afraid to attend the Academy Awards ceremony, even though he was nominated as Best Actor for his brilliant performance in Cyrano. The French claimed that the rape controversy was a conspiracy to hurt Depardieu's chances for winning the Oscar. And when he didn't win it, France's Minister of Culture said it was a low blow against one of our greatest actors. Though his youthful crimes may have cost Depardieu an Oscar, in a strange way, they also made him a star. While in prison as a teenager, a psychiatrist tried to channel his anger and aggression into acting.
I teach a drama class here. I recommend you join. It will be a safe way to act out your anger and aggression.
No, I will not be a part of any fairy class.
It's not voluntary.
A grade school dropout, Depardieu was, and is today, largely illiterate. But all he had to do was hear Shakespeare, and he could memorize it. He had a natural ear for poetry, and a cauldron of emotions just waiting to be stirred. He went from prison to Paris, and the rest is film history. In just 20 years, Depardieu has starred in more than 60 films, playing some of the finest roles for some of the world's top directors. Though he didn't win an Oscar for his role in Cyrano, he has won just about every other movie and theater award there is, and he's done it his way, remaining essentially the same Gerard Depardieu he always was. In 1990, he received a suspended prison sentence on charges of driving under the influence after he collided with another car, injuring 2 people. Depardieu is a classic study in contradictions. A happily married father of 2, who nevertheless has said, I don't think men and women are made to live together for 50 years. Such relationships are not normal.
The top box office star in France, Depardieu, has recently become popular in America with such films as Green Card and Cyrano. He was nominated for an Oscar for Cyrano, but he didn't attend the ceremony because of the controversy over his committing a rape as a teenager. When he received the César, which is France's Oscar, for Cyrano, he said in his acceptance speech, actors are rather like gangsters, people on the edge of society, ruthless people who suffer.
Things aren't always what they seem. The blood from the infamous shower scene in Psycho with Janet Leigh was actually chocolate sauce. We'll be right back with more Hollywood Babylon.
For centuries, the tarot has held the key to love and money and fate. Today, to understand the forces that shape our lives, we still turn to the cards.
I admit it. I was lonely, but I really didn't know who
or what I was looking for. Then, I called the tarot line.
Now you can have a personal tarot reading just by picking up the phone.
I was struggling to get by while my friend was buying new clothes, new cars. I asked her, how do you do it? Call the number, she said. Use the cards.
Relationships, careers, romance. We all have the same questions. Now you can use the tarot to find the answers.
My only question is, why did I wait so long?
The tarot line is your direct connection to the cards, and perhaps even more.
Sure, I was skeptical.
But we're both believers now.
Turn your life around. Turn to the cards.
Now through Monday only at the Bon Marché. Choose from 9 different mattress styles and pick any size for one low price. Get a Simmons or Serta Gentle Firm for just $99 each piece, any size. Or grab a Sealy Firm for just $129 each piece. Twin, full, queen, or king, pick any size for one low price. During our all sizes, one low price mattress sale. Now through Monday only at the Bon Marché.
Before Elvis. After Elvis. Before Elvis, there was no rock and roll. Take the ultimate look at the king of rock and roll, Elvis, his life and time.
Meet the king of rock and roll, Friday night at 9.
Fun for all and one for free at the Bank of America Slam and Jam 93, a benefit for Oregon High School athletics, August 21st at Civic Stadium in Portland. And here's the deal of the summer. Just stop by any Bank of America, Food for Less, G.I. Joe's, Toyota dealerships, or anywhere Gatorade is sold, and get a coupon for one free general admission ticket when you purchase 3. Tickets are available at all G.I. Joe's Ticketmaster outlets and Blazers on Broadway. It's fun for all and one for free at the Bank of America Slam and Jam 93.
At a private informal dinner party, Hitchcock told all of us an idea for a movie that he had. He said, in the sky you see an airplane. It's a small twin-engine, propeller-driven plane. Inside the aircraft, behind the pilot, is a man in a jumpsuit and a pilot's cap. He's wearing tinted sunglasses obscuring most of his face. The pilot nods, and the man in the jumpsuit goes to the open door of the aircraft. With another nod from the pilot, he jumps. 10 seconds later, parachute billowing, he floats gently to earth on an open cornfield. He steps out of the parachute straps, walks 100 yards to a road that has a car on it. He jumps in, there's a key in the ignition, and he drives off. Pilot cap and goggles are gone by now. The car begins to wind its way into a big city, pulls into a parking lot. He walks through the alley to the back of a building. He knocks on a steel door twice. It opens. He walks through a corridor to a locker. He takes off his jumpsuit. He's wearing tails with a white bow tie. He walks through a swinging door, picks up a neatly folded napkin, throws it over his left arm, and enters a restaurant as the maitre d'. Hitchcock paused and looked at all of us and said, "That's all I've got so far." Thanks for joining us. See you next time on Hollywood Babylon.
Only at Smith's Home Furnishing. You can buy with no down payment, no monthly payments, and no interest for an entire year. Plus, you get unbeatable service, express delivery, tremendous selection, and low, low prices on brand name furniture, appliances, mattresses, computers, oriental rugs, audio, and electronics. Remember, for low prices, great selection, unbeatable service, and 1-year deferred financing, there's only one store. Smith's Home Furnishings.